life, there is not a moment when I am not writing. Even when I am not writing, I'm still writing, if you know what I mean. I'm writing in my sleep, I'm writing when I'm talking to you, I'm writing when I'm interacting with people. It is non-stop, professionally, non-stop 50 years, which is a long time, of writing uninterrupted. So that's a lot of writing, and I've loved every moment of it, and I cannot even imagine myself. Aspects of my life when I turned 50, then another one at 60, then the other one at 70, 75 is a good time to write it, because who knows, 80 is, who knows, I mean, I won't be around maybe at 76. And it's...
Well, Jeffrey Archer was on yesterday, 82.
I never want to be Jeffrey Archer, ever. Having said that, good for him, God bless him, but this is the book I wanted to write now. It was a decision taken exactly like that. Why not? And it's a different structure to the memoir. It's really a year, that's 365 days, 12 months, 75 years compressed into 300 pages. And it was great fun, because almost cathartic. It was written in a stream of consciousness kind of a style. It's very conversational, and I was very sure that I didn't want to write anything that was pretentious, pedantic.
Why are you pointing at me?
Not pointing at you. It's just that it was stated that I will not do it. Pompous and pretentious and pedantic. That it isn't. So if you enjoyed the book, I hope you did. I know my husband is falling off his chair. He's just started reading it last night, and if he's enjoying it, I guess I haven't done anything too bad.
Oh, he hasn't read it yet?
No, no one reads the book till it's physically in the home as an advanced copy. No one. They don't you know what I'm writing about? I prefer it that way.
Do you, in a book like this, where your friends and family are actually for a big part of it, do you feel nervous about the fact when it's out there, given that they haven't read it in advance?
I'm terrified of my family in any case. My censor board, my children and my husband, the biggest critics of all time. Already there's a daughter who's saying, well, you've given more space to that one, you've given less to me. There are more lines, so there's counting each word and each line. And when I go back to Bombay, I know I'm going to get hell. I'll know who's sulking, who's a little not so comfortable about the representation. But I tell them, listen, go write your own books, you know, when you're ready to write them. But this is how I see my life and your roles in my life. And it's a part of being in the family of a person who's a writer. There are the upsides, there are the downsides. But I also hope there's a lot of delight and a lot of insights which will make you feel good about yourself. Deprivation and all that I've enjoyed right now, which I've taken so much for granted, all these wonderful meals on my table may one day disappear, just vanish. I cannot begin to tell you how many women I've talked to in extremely secure circumstances, financially and emotionally. But when it comes to basics, I think I mentioned a friend who asked me ki khana kidhar se khayenge, when she was going through a rough time in her life, as I was, surviving on that one boiled egg a day. We've all had our good times, our hard times, our rough times. We've all made hard and difficult choices, but at the end of it all, that boiled egg has become such a metaphor for me and such a strong symbol of what a human being is capable of. I mean, I never ever imagined as a young person, or even in my mid-30s when the boiled egg happened, surviving on that one boiled egg, I would ever confront such a situation in my life where that one boiled egg would assume so much importance. It would keep me going, literally for the whole day. So I can never, ever, ever dismiss someone's hunger or someone's hunger for whatever it may be, not just food. I've written the books I have after meeting him. Had I not been able to take that support entirely and totally for granted, which is not a very fair thing to say to your partner, but had I felt that in any way it would, and it must have, because I had the worst reviews on earth, as you know. I was condemned and damned in every conceivable publication in India and abroad. And my writing was dismissed as being whatever it was. And as a businessman, particularly the political columns, must have in many ways been difficult for him to deal with. That he did so without ever making me feel that I was doing something wrong or terrible, or that he was judging me, really gave me that strength to, without ever having to articulate it or tell him, oh thank you for your support. I've never ever said those words. Maybe I should, maybe it's time to say them, because I haven't ever said them. And I wouldn't have been able to do it had he been, or even my father for that matter, such a conservative, Saraswat Brahmin, bureaucratic man, conservative but yet very progressive. And with my very first book, the kind of reviews I got were lethal, and I was called all kinds of names. And he said to me, and he also gave me courage along with Dilip. Both of them, they were very good friends. And he said, be proud of your work, this is your book. And we are all standing with you and by you. And never ever let anyone else tell you or make you feel diminished. It's your work, be proud of it. If both these men had not said it, my children were too young then, I probably wouldn't have carried on. It wins hands down, barbecue anytime. Mocambo and barbecue are my two absolute favorites.